thing I told you, if this would take place today, that we would make history, that this has never happened before. And today you did it!
One can have a dream, baby, two can make a dream so real. One can talk about being in love, two can see how really it feels. One can worship for a star, two can make a wish come true, yeah. And one can stand alone in the dark, two can make a light shine through. It takes two, baby. It takes two, baby. Just me and you. You know it takes two. One can have a broken heart, living in misery. Two can really ease the pain like a perfect remedy. One can be alone in a bar like an island he's all alone. Two can make just any place seem just like being at home. It takes two, baby. It takes two, baby. Just me and you. You know it takes two. It takes two, baby. It takes two, baby. Just me and you. You know it takes two. It takes two, baby. It takes two, baby. Just me and you. You know it takes two. One can go out to the movie looking for a special treat. Two can make that single move to something really kind of neat. And one can take a walk in the moonlight thinking that it's really nice. But two lovers walking hand in hand, it's like adding just a pinch of spice. It takes two, baby. It takes two, baby. Just me and you. You know it takes two. Come on, come on. It takes two, baby. It takes two, baby. Just me and you. You know it takes two. It takes two, baby. It takes two, baby. Just me and you. You know it takes two. Yeah, yeah. Just me and you. It takes two, 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 two. I know me and you.
Nancy and Steve, congratulations. You have to be thrilled and happy with the year that's just gone by. I understand that it has been a number of years, perhaps as many as 9 years, since a band in northern Indiana has taken the state championship. As you look back to your summer band camp, how important was that in getting ready for this?
Well, it was extremely important for us this year. We had to prepare the students for this coming season, and we basically took an approach like we have in any other year that we've been competing. The last couple years we've been in B and we've finished the state runner-up. So there was a high intensity level in those practices, but I suspect that if we were competing in B or A, we would have taken the same approach.
A lot of work, a lot of long hours in that summer band camp also, was it not?
Oh, most definitely. We practice for 5 days a week, for 3 weeks, from 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock. We take an hour for lunch. We're kind to the students. We let them have that time. But there's a lot of hours involved. But more importantly than the hours that are involved is the quality of work that takes place during that time.
You take these kids coming off of summer vacation and they come out to band camp. Nancy, what was your first impression about the students, the band members' attitudes and their demeanor as they started summer camp?
Well, I think everybody's attitudes were absolutely wonderful. They were so positive. I think the older students were really enthusiastic, yet a little bit apprehensive at first, just due to the fact that Class A was something new to us this year, and we weren't sure what anything was going to hold for us in that class this year. Then, as far as the freshmen go, they were quite a bit apprehensive at first, and I think that's not really unusual for freshmen, because just the comprehension of trying to march and spin and play at the same time is quite overwhelming to them at first. But as the season went along, as band camp went along, the older students took some of the freshmen under their wings, made them feel more comfortable, and I think in all, by the end of band camp, everybody was having a great time and everybody was so up, and it was just wonderful to see all the smiles on the new kids' faces, because I think they were finally realizing what it's all about.
You mentioned apprehensive and apprehension. I imagine the two of you moving up to Class A had to be a little apprehensive. Did it cause you to change your plans for summer camp this year?
I think what was more important for us was to tell the students about moving into Class A and getting them prepared psychologically, maybe more than anything, and telling the kids, listen, this is not a big deal. You could do it in B, you could do it in A. We had success against the bands that were in Class A the previous year. We competed against those groups in independent contests and did quite well. Now it was getting the kids to think, well, we can still do it. So the approach in band camp was not significantly different. We may have been a little more motivated, and we may have expected more from ourselves as a staff. But from the students, we wanted to keep that same thing happening that happened the year before, so that the kids didn't feel like this was anything different than previous years.
Sheila Rossworm with MEC Video Productions asked some of the band members how they felt about Class A competition.
I was surprised at first, but I think we're going to handle it pretty well. It's going to be a challenge, but I think we did very good in Class B last year, and we beat a lot of A bands, so it should be a good challenge.
I guess it was okay. I mean, I want to know the challenge, but I guess I would have liked to stay in B one more year and maybe win the championship, or, but I feel really comfortable with it.
Well, I think a lot of the upperclassmen have a really good attitude about it, because we have faced those bands before, and we know we can beat them, and we're just really pumped about just doing it in their league this time instead of down below them.
Steve, your band grew this year from, I believe, 160 members last year to 193. That meant you had to increase your staff size as well. How much do you depend on your staff?
The staff really is the lifeblood to the entire program. First of all, the growth of the program has to take place in the early years. It's not something that's an immediate response to what we're doing. We want our instructors to be well-versed in what they're doing. And I think one of the biggest things is that they perceive us as being a staff that works together. This band isn't run as a dictatorship. It's run as a program where everybody has input. I'm listening all the time to what the staff recommends, or what they think will work, or what they think maybe some of the mistakes that we've made, what we can do to change those and make it a better quality program for everybody that's involved.
Steve, this year the band got a major new piece of equipment in the form of a semi-trailer. That caused a lot of excitement, didn't it?
Definitely. The band grew this year from 160 to 193, and with that growth we had to provide enough room for the equipment that we take with our programs. Not only that, but the equipment that we do take in our program has increased also with the complexity of the program. Nancy, I think, has 230-something pieces of equipment just with guard alone. The band also is carrying an increased amount of equipment just for the sheer fact of what we're placing in our show because of the complexity of the show. Kent Klee has added to the amount of instruments that are needed for the pit ensemble on the sideline so that we have additional embellishment in the show. All these things have increased our needs. We had 2 small trailers before, and it just wasn't able to handle the capacity of the band. The uniforms alone, there's another aspect of we need to carry more uniforms on the truck and trailer now. So we increased that. What the greatest thing that's come out of that, though, is it brought a lot of people together to work on the trailer, and our kids are real proud of it. It's neat to pull into a show, and your name's on the side of the trailer, and people were seeing that we were moving on to new and better things.
Nancy, the flags, the guard, obviously played an important role this year in increasing the scores for best general effect. Tell us a little bit about the people who help you put that program together.
Well, this year, to add some intensity to our visual program, we've added quite a few more flags than we had in previous years. That's most noticeable in our opener, where we have the beautiful swing flags. Those were made by a corps of parents who came in night after night, spent hour after hour working on these flags from scratch. We had the design already there. I took it to them and said, will you please, do you think we can make one of these? And they said, well, sure. Now we tried for 102 of them, and I think about after the 102nd one, then they were a little bit exhausted from making them all. But there were many parents that put many hours and many hard-earned hours into this, and they were under the direction of Betty Yokalay.
These are moms from the band that are trying to get the flags sewn for the performances as soon as possible. We'd like to try to get them done tonight. They're all band moms that have volunteered to help me with the flags. We kind of get them organized. Mrs. Barber tells us what she wants, and then we go from there and go from her designs and see how fast we can get them done.
Steve, with the number of incoming freshmen you had with the band this year, how important was that first halftime performance you had?
Our freshman students are probably just apprehensive about being in the band program alone when they start. They need that first performance, and I don't care if it was a halftime show or a contest, but they need that first performance to build their self-confidence so that they go into the contest season just knowing that they can do that, do the program and do it well. It's important for them to believe in themselves and the others, and to establish a thought process that they're not just going to go through a show and survive the show, but to say to themselves and each other that we're going to go through this program, and we're going to do well when we do the program.
What we do is we take the incoming freshmen and work with them and teach them the fundamentals and the basics, and teach them what really goes into a marching band show. They have no idea other than what they've seen from sitting in the stands. And then we give a quick refresher course to the veterans. And then we just give them as much confidence and tell them not to worry, just go out there and do your best. If you make a mistake, that's fine. Everyone's going to make a mistake, and this is the time of year to do it. But with this freshman class, they're one of the best this high school's ever had. And we haven't really had to push them as hard. They've picked up everything. They're like sponges. They absorb all the information, and they're performing very well. And we're all very, very pleased with what is going on right at this point in the season.
Are you preparing the section differently because you're Class A as compared to Class B?
There's really no difference because trumpet playing is trumpet playing. I've always taught from a very technical standpoint that any trumpet section can go out and play loud. The trumpet section that stands out is the one that's very technical and that can do all the runs that not only the judges like to hear, but it makes the students feel like they've really accomplished something. It's a higher class of playing. So no, I'm just teaching them the fundamentals and the proper technique and working with the freshmen to kind of pull them along as quickly as I can without skipping over some steps. It's working out real well. The freshmen are mainly girls coming in this year, and they're excellent. I mean, they're playing very, very well.
The battery's probably playing a lot more musical than ever before. That has to do with technique and the way the parts were rewritten this year. The pit has really shocked me. They came in as freshmen last year, the majority of them, and it was a struggle. And this year they came in with the one thing on their mind, and that was to perform well. And rehearsals have been really easy with the pit, and I'm really proud of them. They've I wrote the pit, and very difficult this year, and they've all come through with their individual parts. So as a whole, I think the whole percussion section is probably 100% stronger in the musicality aspect.
Everyone is getting ready for the first show in front of a panel of judges today. What can we expect from the band?
I think today especially they're going to be really nervous, but they're going to put that nervousness to use, and they're going to use it to put power into the show, and the music's going to come way out, and it's just going to be awesome today.
What special features in this show can the parents look for?
The new flags. The ending, they haven't seen all of that yet, I don't think, because we didn't put it out at the football game last week. But that's about it. We've just been cleaning pretty much.
I think we can expect an excellent performance from the band. We've worked extremely hard this week, and we've cleaned a lot. This is the first time we're putting out the second song, so that'll be, I think, really neat to see, and to see how the judges react to that. So I'm really excited.
What do you think the judges will be looking for from the band now that you're Class A and not Class B?
Well, I think in a lot of ways the judges judge the same. It's just we're compared to, larger bands, and I think they'll be expecting the same, but maybe even better, cleaner early.
I think it's going to be really good for our first time out. We have all the sets out, and from what I see, all the polish is looking really good, and I think it's going to turn out really good.
Brian, what are the strong points of the band?
The strong points, definitely playing. But in this stadium, we still have to be watching the drum major because of the phasing and other aspects. The marching is going along real well. We've improved a lot in the last 3 days, and we've really gotten it together.
Band's a lot of work, it's a lot of discipline, but Nancy, there's a lot of fun times with band also, aren't there?
Many fun times, and I think one was exemplified by the picnic that the band boosters held for us before our first major show at Concord. I was totally amazed at the amount of parental support, along with their food that they brought for the picnic. The dads were having a wonderful time cooking the hot dogs with all the delicious foods inside. And it also helped to bring the kids, the parents, the community a little bit closer, a little bit more family-like, because it really showed everybody how much the community really cares and really supports this program.
Steve, what did you set out to accomplish at Concord?
We felt the Concord contest was very important for our program for the year. We set out talking to the students about something that we never delve into, to be honest with you. We wanted our kids to separate our band from the other bands with a large point margin. We thought it was important to separate ourselves from LaPorte, who had been in the state contest the previous year, and to just show that there was another step beyond our band and the others, so that we would come out on fire in the eyes of the judges this year, and that we would have a separation that they could look upon as being that there's this group of bands and there's this group of bands, and putting us in the top number.
This is the first year Homestead's participated in Bands of America, or BOA. Tell us about that event.
Bands of America was decided on, I believe, in the month of December from the previous year. We thought going into a B program that it was going to be important for our kids this year to have performed in the Hoosier Dome before they had a performance, hopefully, in the state finals. We then found out that we were going to be in Class A, and it became even more important for us to perform there, especially once again for the freshman students, that this was going to be their very first performance on the Hoosier Dome floor in state finals if we would have not entered the BOA contest. As the year progressed, we started to find out what the level of our program was for the year, and we started to become very interested in doing well at this competition. When we first got the entries, we knew how tough it was going to be. These were some of the finest bands in the Midwest, from Illinois, from Kentucky, from Ohio, as well as from Indiana. We thought we could make a statement by competing successfully against these bands. We finished 7th in the Midwest. We were quite pleased with the outcome, and we think it was one of the things that established our name for the rest of the season.
The district competition is the first step to getting to state. How did Homestead's band do at that level?
We were very pleased with the performance for that day, not necessarily totally pleased with the outcome. We worked hard to get the students to get a superior rating, and that's the most important thing of that day, because by getting a superior rating, you advance to the regional. When I say we weren't pleased with the outcome, we weren't at all upset about finishing second. The Northrop Band Program is an outstanding band program, and we felt very good about how we did place at that competition. We were more worried about the perception of several of the judges from that contest. There were a few things that they were looking for in our program that they felt they hadn't seen. I don't know if it was a lack of intensity in that performance. We didn't feel that way, but they were indicating that. The performance may have been a little flat in their eyes. Again, the staff was very pleased with the performance. So we had to address that when we evaluated the judges' comments and the tapes and take that into our practices for the future. We feel it was a turning point. Northrop beat us by 0.25, I believe, that day. It gave us a goal. Instead of everybody chasing us the rest of the season, we felt like our kids needed to know that there were other bands that could beat them. There are a lot of very, very fine band programs in this state, and if they were going to succeed in this competition and other competitions for the year, that they had to go out and do their very best.
Nancy, tell us about the Fall Festival of Bands. Was it successful this year?
Very successful. The Fall Festival of Bands has become one of the largest independent contests in the state of Indiana, and this year we had over 26 bands involved in the contest. The bad weather, we were lucky enough held off. We had really nice warm weather by the time the afternoon approached, and we just feel it's one of the best organized and best run programs around. We're just really thrilled to death, and Jennifer and Mike Roth were the chairman of these very highly motivated and highly enthusiastic band boosters this year, and they did a wonderful job.
Drill designer Greg Cesario visited a Homestead practice in late October, and he had this to say.
If I were judging and say knew the band only by their past history and knew them from only judging them, I would have to say that I would be impressed most initially I would be most impressed with their discipline, not only as musicians but as performers and marchers. I would have to be impressed by the quality of the substance and difficulty of the show, that they had taken on such a risk-taking, adventurous show.
Steve, Nancy, Homestead did very well at regionals this year. Tell us about that competition.
Whenever we enter a regional competition, we have one goal in mind for our students, and that is to finish in the top 5. A lot of people think that's a bunch of hogwash because of the simple fact that they look at our band as being a very impressive band, and they think that what we're telling the students is to go out there and win a competition. And we really don't do that. We don't perceive that to be the case. We tell our students to go out there and do their very best. If you do that as a student in our band program, you'll be successful. And that might not be finishing first, second, third. We want them to go out there and enjoy the performance. This year, they went above and beyond our expectations. Our band last year in Class B, when they entered, it was the first regional championship that our band had ever won. In our the year after that, we won our second regional in Class A. So it came as quite a surprise. We saved one last playing card for that competition. We had a surprise ending, and Nancy could tell you a little more about that.
Well, our surprise ending, first of all, it took probably about a month to really put it together, and this was done by Mike and Diane Ziegler, who did a marvelous job on our last ending prop, which was the big sun, which the color guard pulled out at the end. We felt this was just a little bit of an added touch to the end of our show. It had been written into the show from the very beginning. Our decision was whether or not when we were going to pull this out. And we decided that regional would probably be a good time. It would give us good practice and to make sure that it would work before state finals so that we know it wouldn't go and blow the pit away or blow up in our faces or whatever. And we pulled it out. It worked real well, and the response from the audience went accordingly. It was wonderful, and it was wonderful to see, especially with two of our band parents being in charge of making the entire thing, because it covered from the 40-yard line to the 40-yard line. So it was a pretty big piece of material.
The first time I saw the show this year, I had tears in my eyes. You all are like magic on the field. Remember all the people who support you when you put on that blue and black uniform. Always keep your chin held high and march with pride. Saturday is not about winning, but about doing your best. You have already proven that you know how to do this quite well. Saturday is your last chance to bring the magic alive. I'll be among the many cheering you on Saturday. I hope only the best for the organization that gave me so much. Good luck and best of wishes. And it says, love, Shelley Lemon. If what came out of this year is the memories that we have given you, then the entire year has been worth it. So there are a lot of kids that finished second up there, and I think they would like to see nothing more than you guys to finish first this year. But I think what they're trying to tell you is no matter what happens today, as they've left them back. As I listen and watch you, there's no doubt that you guys are dialed in today. Thank the entire season, the outcome of everything you do. It's hard to believe that one day can make a difference. We got to have our heads screwed on right today. We got to be working hard. I really would appreciate it if you didn't just rush back through the things for the first 2 hours. You can have some motivators out here.
Really hard. The freshmen have gone really quick to what needs to be done out here, and the upperclassmen are really pitching in to show them what they need to know. The music.
There's really no difference because trumpet playing is trumpet playing. I've always taught from a very technical standpoint that any trumpet section should go out and play loud.
As a general, I feel a nervousness about this.
What were your very first thoughts when it was announced that Homestead was the state grand champion?
Very interesting, because I never heard them make that announcement. We actually found out that we were the state champions when they were reading Ben Davison calling out the marching giants. As a matter of fact, I was supposed to give an attention to the band and call them in. We had instructed our band students to stay at attention and to handle it with dignity and poise and pride and all those other things that go with that, as you're seen in the public eye. The staff maybe wasn't quite as calm and collected as everybody else. The first thought, I guess, is how proud we really were of the students. It's a feeling that you probably can't even explain to people. I'm sure that for us, it was as good a feeling as those people have when they win a Super Bowl or as when you win a World Series. As I look back on it and I reflect on it a little bit, I think to myself, was it as good as what we thought it would be? You know, because we've been so close so many years with so many bands, and these students have been also. And it's just a great, unbelievable feeling that you get. And again, it's a sense of pride. You feel so wonderful for the students that they've accomplished it and that they're going to be able to remember this for the rest of their lives. You feel great for the staff that's worked so hard for you and for the students and have put the entire program together. You turn around and you look at the kids and their tears of joy, and you just couldn't be happier. And then finally you feel great for your school district and the notoriety that you've brought to that and to the high school and to the many wonderful parents that have put in so many hours making this dream a reality.
The thing that's really incredible about this, the most incredible thing is everybody, I know this sounds corny, but all those bands were phenomenal tonight. So you won by being better, not because somebody had a bad night or that was a little worse. You didn't win at anybody's expense. You won because you cranked one out.
one word we never could learn. Goodbye. True love is frozen in time. I'll be your champion and you will be mine. I will remember you. So please remember, I will remember you. I will remember you. I will
Give us a little insight into the show this year, the difficulty, and what new things we can look for.
I was talking with a senior yesterday. We were on set 30, and he said, in the olden days, set 30, we would have been done, and you folks still have 20 more sets to learn. The amount of difficulty from 4 years ago is just leaps and bounds. And the music is just so exciting. It'll be a great way to break into Class A. Let everybody know in Class A that we're not trying to sneak in or slide in. They're going to have to deal with us.
Do you feel that the band is ready for that type of a challenge?
Oh, you bet they are. You bet they are. They'll do great.